I can't read this. It's just too blurry. And I fell off a cliff. Alright, and we are back. Playing this game, like, watching someone play this game will not give you anywhere near the same experience as actually playing it. I can't even describe the feeling I have while playing this game. It's so surreal. I don't even know if I'm halfway through this game, and I would highly, highly recommend getting it. Especially since it's on sale right now.
We would have had so much to debate. Did he paint these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface of my stomach, forcing the gulls to take flight?
I feel like the lights, because I've seen several of those, I feel like those are like guiding you toward the end. The only life I've seen on this island has been like 2 birds. I don't want to walk on this. I feel like it's going to break and drop me in the water, and I'm through with that. This one seems a bit more stable. Nope. I heard something splash that wasn't just the water itself. Nope. Although it might be a story bit standing there. If I fall in this water, I'm gonna die. Remember me as I was. Okay, it was not a story bit. Going back now.
Of fire and soil, I chose fire. It seemed the more contemporary of the options, the more sanitary. I could not bear the thought of the reassembly of such a ruins. Stitching arm to shoulder and femur to hip, charting a line of thread like traffic stilled on a motorway, making it all acceptable for tearful aunts and traumatized uncles flown in specially for the occasion. Reduce to ash, mix with water, make a phosphorescent paint for these rocks and ceilings.
Oh, more caves. I don't think this cave goes anywhere, though. What's with all the chemistry? Do I want to go that way or this way? I don't think this way actually goes anywhere. Unless that's another cave back there. Okay. What is this? Is this like a shrine? It's like a shrine to technology or something. Or I'm just overthinking things. That's the kind of mood this game sets you in.
There were chemical stains on the tarmac. The leak of air conditioning, brake fluid and petrol. He kept sniffing at his fingers as he sat by the roadside, waiting as if he couldn't quite understand or recognize their smell. He said he'd been traveling back from a sales conference in Exeter. He'd stopped for farewell drinks earlier, but had kept a careful eye on his intake. You could hear the sirens above the idling traffic.
A light from heaven shone around him. What is that? Dead birds?
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic. And I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Yet they're washed up here. Luigi, this game? I'm still not quite sure. I don't know if you're exploring it after maybe you're the person he sent the letters to, or if this is a dream or death or what. But basically, you're walking around exploring the island, gathering the bits and pieces of the story, trying to figure it out. On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. Bird eggs? Where am I supposed to go from here? Maybe down? That doesn't make sense. Am I supposed to go over there? Because this gets blocked off. Oh, stairs right here. There's all the white lines in the cliffs they were talking about earlier.
A sound of torn metal, teeth running over the edge of the rocks, a moon that casts a signal as I lay pinned beside you, the ticking of the cooling engine, and the calling from a great height, all my mind as a bypass.
Wait, is that a person? I think that's a person. I bet it's a statue, though. I'm gonna be so mad if I get over there and it's just a statue. Can I even go up there?
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. The logged and the edge disintegrates. We will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
Where did he go? There was a person standing up here. Where did he go? I don't understand. Oh, and he was proceeding on his journey? Why is that a Y? And has come near... What does that say? I can't read that.
If only Donnelly had
Did he
experienced
eat or
this,
drink?
he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his
And
syphilis,
he was
retreating into the burning synapses,
tired.
the stones, the infection.
30 days... No. Oh, and he was 3 days without sight. That each just looked weird as all. Another building.
The stones in my stomach will weigh me down and ensure my descent is true and straight. I will break through the fog of these godforsaken pills and achieve clarity. All my functions are clogged, all my veins are choked. If my leg doesn't rot off before I reach the summit, it will be a miracle. There are 21 connections in the circuit diagram of the anti-lock brakes. There are 21 species of gull inhabiting these islands. It is 21 miles between the Sandford Junction and the turn-off for home. All these things cannot, will not be a coincidence.
Oh my. It came to pass that there. I'll continue trying to read that after I see what's in this building. More chemistry? That's pretty. I can't read this. It's just too blurry. And I fell off a cliff.
Come back.
Oh, okay. So that's what happens when you die. Wow. What a great achievement. Die from falling off a cliff once. That's probably why they made it so difficult to read, so you'd fall off of the cliff.
A gull perched on a spent bonnet, sideways, whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us.
Right.
I'm about this night
Glory
in
of that
walking,
light, okay.
old bread and gull bones, old Donnelly at the bar gripping his drink, old Esther walking with our
Led
children,
by the...
old Paul as ever, old Paul. He shakes and he shivers and he turns off his lights alone.
Men. I think that says men. Honestly, so far my only complaint with this game is I can't read half of this stuff. Man of the Rocks. Walked 5,000 steps. And what does this say? What were with me? That were with me. Damascus.
I have run out of places to climb. I will abandon this body and take to the air.
But I'm not dead, though.
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings.
Oh, I can't.
My books,
I'm not controlling it
this
anymore.
death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We have always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Please tell me I do not jump off of this tower. Why? I'm so sad right now. What? Wait. My shadow was a bird. Is there more? Oh no. Okay, well. That was Dear Esther. I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting this game and playing through it yourself. Well, thank you everybody who dropped by and those who stuck around.